and welcome to my channel. Our topic for today is transformation of symbol formulas. Now I'm going to show you some examples whereby I'm going to teach you on how to work such calculations out. Now for the first one we have 2 plus x is equals to 4. Now when you're told to make x the subject of the formula in this case, that means this 2 has to move to this side. And for this 2 to move to this side, we have to do the opposite of positive 2 because this is a positive 2, right? So the opposite of positive 2 is negative 2. So we write the negative 2 down there, and what you do on the left, you also do on the right. So we write the negative 2 down there. So next step, we're going to say positive 2 and negative 2, they cancel. You'll be left with the x this side. And this, you just rewrite it down like that. And that is your formula. The second example, we have x minus 3 is equals to 8. They're almost the same, but the side, the letter and the number are swapped and the sign also changed. So in this case, we're going to have to move the 3. The 3 is our main focus here, so we're going to move this negative 3 to this side. Now, in order for us to move this 3 to this side, we're going to do the opposite of negative 3, which is positive 3. And what you do on the left, you also do on the right. So positive 3 there. Next step, we're going to say, we're going to rewrite this x, and this negative 3 and positive 3, they cancel. You'll be on the side, we just rewrite this down. There you have your formula. The third example, we have x over 3 is equals to 9. Now in this case, when you're told to make x the subject of the formula, you're going to focus on this 3. And in this case, we're dealing with division. So the opposite of division is multiplication. So we're going to say times 3. And remember, what you do on the right, you also do on the left. So times 3 this side too, which is equals to this 3 and 3, they cancel. We'll be left with the x. And the side, we just rewrite it down. There you have it. That's your formula. For example 4, we have 2x is equals to 5. Now here, to make x the subject of the formula, we're going to focus on this positive 2. And in this case, we're dealing with multiplication. So the opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to say divided by 2. And remember, always remember, what you do on the left, you also do on the right side. So we say divided by 2 there. And then next step, we're going to say this 2 and this one, they cancel. You'll be left with the x. And then you just rewrite this down. There, that's the formula. Now x is the subject of the formula. Example 5. We have y is equals to 3x. Now, to make x the subject of the formula here, it's like we're going to have to move the x this side and the y this side. But no, we're going to use to do the shortcut way. So, we're going to say, because this is 3 times x. Now, the opposite of multiplication, we said, is division. So, we're going to divide this by the coefficient of this letter, the unknown, which is the x. So the coefficient of x here, we have it as 3. And remember, what you do on the right, you also do on the left. So divided by 3, which is equals to, we rewrite this down. That is 3. And then these 3 and 3, they cancel, you be left with the x. And it's mostly advisable for your formula to be like this. For x, if the subject of the formula is this side, you have to rearrange it in such a way that x will be this side and your y and 3. Now take note, this and this is the same thing. the letters, the numbers and letters. Okay, there you have your formula. Now, for example 6, we have y is equals to 2, open brackets, x minus 3. Now, in this case, we asked to make x the subject of the formula, and here we're dealing with brackets. So, we're going to multiply out of the brackets. That's our first step. And to do that, we're going to say y is equals to 2 times x will give you 2x. And then 2 times 3 will give you 6. Now, in order for you to write down that sign, how would you know that if it's a positive, if it's a plus or a minus? So, we're going to look at this trick. There's this one, you can use this. Bad happening to bad is equals to good. And good happening to bad is equals to bad. And good happening to good is equals to good. There you have it. So now in this case we have positive and a negative. That is good happening to bad is bad. So that's a minus there. And there we have our brackets removed. And now we're not done because the x is still not the subject of the formula here. So we're going to have to move this negative 6 to the other side. And to do that, we're going to do the opposite of subtraction, which is addition. So we say plus 6 there, and what you do on your right, we also do on the left, so plus 6. And mind you, when we're dealing with subtraction and addition, when you bring numbers from this side, they always have to come after the number you find here. Whether it's a letter or a number, it has to come after the letter. And when we're dealing with multiplication, the number you bring here has to come before the letter or the number. Like here, it has to come after or before the y. So let's continue. Now that's going to be y plus 6. In this side, we're going to say 2x, and this negative 6 and positive 6, they cancel. We'll be left with the 2x that side. Still, this x is not the subject of the formula. Now we're going to say the opposite of multiplication here is division. So we say divided by 2. That's the coefficient of x. So divided by 2. So, and then we rewrite this down. Here, this 2 and 2, they cancel. You'll be left with the x. You rearrange your formula. We have x is equals to y plus 6 divided by 2. There you have it. X is the subject of the formula. Now, to move to the next example. Okay, to move on to the next example, which is example 7, we'll have y is equals to m, open brackets, x plus 1. Now here, this example number 7 is almost the same with example number 6. It's just that here we have a number and there we have a letter. So we're going to say y is equals to, remember, we have to multiply outside of the brackets. So we say, yes, so we see m times x will give you mx. And then we see m times 1 will give you m. And then we see, we come back here. Here, this is a positive m and this is a positive 1. That is good happening to good is good. So we say plus m. Now, to move on to the next step, we're going to have to move this positive m to the other side. So we're going to do the opposite of